Welcome to lesson 3. In this lesson, we are going to take your progress goals from the last session and turn them into actions. So that is this form that you hopefully completed in the last lesson, which gives you your final goal, your target, for the next 3 months, and what the 3 progress goals are that are going to help you achieve it. And hopefully you've now got the page printed off and up on your wall to remind you, or in your day planner to so you can see it every day, and to remind yourself of how you're going to stay on track and how you're going to celebrate at the end of the 90-day period when you have smashed all your goals. So back to today. And what we're going to do is I take each of those progress goals and work out the exact steps and activities you're going to take in the next 90 days to make sure that you achieve them. So let's crack on. So in the template, you'll see that the first page is an example, which I'll talk you through, and then the second is a blank sheet. So recommend that you print 3 of these out, so 1 for each of your progress goals, so that you can then list each goal and what activities you're going to do it. So the first page is an example, so thought let us talk through an example of how to make sure that you get the right level of detail in here. So for each goal, write down what the progress goal is, and then we want to start working on the activities you're going to do. So really write down in detail, blow by blow, exactly what you're going to do. So here the example is the progress goal is get the website content to be written for the new website, and broken it down by different sections of the website. So write the copy for the home page, about us page, services page, and so on. And if you can actually put some numbers against some of the activities too, that's even better. So the more objective, the better. So for example, here we've got gather 5 testimonials and write 2 case studies. So it's really, really clear what I need to do. Then the next column is looking about whether you are the best person to do the activity, or whether somebody else could do it for you better or faster, and sometimes more cheaply. So for example, recently I moved from ActiveCampaign to MailerLite for my email marketing, and I had about 10 forms and 3 automations that needed recreating in MailerLite. I could easily have done this myself, but it would have taken me a really long time to do it, and I knew I really needed to be concentrating on creating course content. So I outsourced the work to a VA who was an expert in MailerLite. She did a fantastic job in half the time it would have taken me, and at a fraction of my own daily rate. And then I did the same with a set of PowerPoint presentations that I had that needed rebranding. And for £100, I used another VA who went through all 5 for me and did a fantastic job, and added some whistles and bells I hadn't even thought of. So sometimes it really is worth outsourcing, because they can do it in a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost. So really challenge yourself as to whether you are the right person to be doing the activities. Sort of at the other end of the scale, I also needed some copywriting support. So I got someone to help me with the copy for my homepage to make sure that I was using the right words to attract my ideal client. So more costly, but absolutely worth its weight in gold, because I learned so much that I can use elsewhere. So hopefully these will give you a clue as to what sorts of tasks you should be doing. So there's the activity. Do I need to outsource it? And if I need to get someone to help me, who? And what is the date by which I am going to get it done? So, and this is as important as any of the others, is when am I going to complete this? So you can see with these ones, some of them just right, I'm just going to get on with it myself. This last one, going to get graphic design. I really need some decent design skills, so I'm going to go on to Upwork and find someone to do the work for me. But before you put all of this into these templates, what I recommend is that you write them all down for each of your progress goals, and you get them on the table in front of you, and you also add in your day-to-day work and including any time you've taken off. So get it all in front of you and think, right, with my calendar for the next 3 months, I've got all this stuff to do. Realistically, can I do all these tasks plus my day-to-day job in this time frame? Because what you really want is a realistic set of dates for your activities to make sure that you do complete them. If you're really busy with client delivery or bogged down with other essential business activities that mean you're in danger of not hitting the deadlines, I suggest you look at possibly removing a progress goal and work on only 2. Or it might be that you've got your overall 90-day goal wrong, or it's too ambitious, and given where you are in the business at the moment, that writing the content for your website in the next 3 months is something that you simply are not going to be able to do. So you're going to put that to one side and revisit it at a later stage and concentrate on the other goals which you would like to make sure that you do complete in the next 90 days. Because what we're really looking for is forward progress on your business. So we need to get that balance between what I'm doing day to day that needs to be done versus the stuff I need to do in order to move my business forward. But you do need to find the time to do it without it breaking you in the process. So realistic but challenging is what we're after. So get all your completion dates in there, all your tasks, make sure they all make sense and are achievable. And then once you've got them all, what I recommend is like you put it all to one side and revisit them all tomorrow or the next few days, because you might realise you've missed something off, or the dates aren't going to work given what else you need to do. And then the final thing you need to ask yourself is the can I, will I question. And this is about being really honest with yourself. So you have a list of tasks which you can complete. The question is, will you complete them? And if you don't think you're going to do them, remove them, because you'll only beat yourself up if you haven't done them. But equally, don't take them off just because they feel too difficult to do. And if they do fall into that category and they are important to the growth of your business, they possibly need to stay there. So for me, difficult tasks that I would quite happily drop off my list would be things like making sales calls or posting a sort of marketing post on Facebook, encouraging people to buy a course. Really difficult things for me to do, but actually they need to be on my list, so I have to find a way round that. So if you find yourself in that position and you know in your heart of hearts you really do need to do it, go and get some help to try and work through your blockage or find ways round it that are going to enable you to get those tasks done. So once you've got all that out of the way, you can then write up your lovely clean copies of each of your progress goals and the tasks you need to do. So you have a lovely neat copy, and then you can just add some little notes at the bottom about stuff that you just need to remember to do. So once you've got those up for each of your progress goals, you can print these off and stick them on the wall or put them into your planner again, as we talked about earlier. And then the next thing is to put these dates into your diary. So the task and the date. Because otherwise it's just never going to get done. It's all very well having this beautiful plan, but unless the dates are in your diary or wherever it is that you put your reminders to do stuff, it won't happen. I use Google Calendar. It completely rules my life. Everything is in there. So if it's in there, it gets done. So use whatever it is that works for you. If it's your Outlook calendar, Google Calendar, whatever calendar, online calendar you use, or your desk diary. Some people like a wall chart so they can see it visually, colour code it all. Might be a Trello board, whatever it is that is the place you go to remind you of what you need to do. You need to get it in there, and then you can start doing your actions. And then 90 days time, there they are, all done. I know that's easier said than done. So in the final lesson, what I'm going to do is go through some tips and hints that help you to stay on track, to make sure that you complete your goals, because it's really hard to stay on track and keep yourself motivated by these activities without some form of support or activities that you can do. So I will see you on the next lesson.